Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Sarah Drake.
And I'm Briana Jones. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Athletics.
Trojan football fans got a sneak peek at what the 2018 Trojan squad may look like on Saturday as the Trojans wrapped up their spring with the annual T-Day game. Troy football fans had their first opportunity to get a close look at what has been the main focus during spring practice, the quarterback battle, as the Trojans held their annual T-Day Saturday afternoon in Veterans Memorial Stadium. And head coach Neil Brown says he feels confident in both of them, but has not yet picked a starter.
Both quarterbacks had some high points and some low points. I think it's really evident that we've got a lot of work to do between now and at Boise, when Boise comes here at the quarterback position. But I feel confident that either Sawyer Smith or Caleb Barker is more than capable to lead us and put us in a position to win a conference championship.
The defense came out on top, defeating the offense 47-33, and Brown speaks on some of the defensive players that impressed him in Saturday's scrimmage.
I think the guy that stuck out as much as anybody all spring is Tyler Murray at the spear position. Thought he played extremely well. Darius Wesley had another good day. And then up front, we've had a number of guys, Jarvis Hayes and a couple other guys. Carlton Marshall's a guy that you've heard me talk about a lot. I thought he had a good day.
And while the defense walked away with the win, there were some playmakers on the offense that stood out to Coach Brown.
Some guys on offense thought had good days. Travion Samuel was a guy that we were intentionally trying to get the ball to today. It's nice to see him have that big play. I think he's going to have a major role for us. I thought Dylan Bradshaw continued his high level of play this spring today. And DK Billingsley showed that down the road he's going to be a guy that can help us.
And if there was one word Coach Brown would use to describe the 2017 Sunbelt Freshman of the Year, Marcus Jones, it would be consistent.
Marcus, he's getting better. He's really been probably our most consistent. I know exactly what I'm getting out of him every single day. And there's trust built in there. And he's a kid that I trust. He shows up every day. He competes. He's practiced every day this spring, and he's getting better. And he's starting to take a leadership role. He's starting his competitive nature, his work ethic, starting to rub off on the rest of those guys in the back end.
The Trojans and Broncos will kick off the 2018 season in Veterans Memorial Stadium in 131 days.
However, they were not the only athletes on the field this past Saturday. The Vet was filled with some budding young players as well. Kurt Kelly has the story.
This Saturday marked the last day of spring football for the Troy Trojan football team. But before the Trojans kicked off his Cardinal and Silver spring game, players from the team had the chance to help and get to know some younger faces who like to take the field first in Troy's first ever children's camp.
Today's been a lot of fun. Just watching all these kids out here enjoy themselves and pretty much learn more about us and just know that, like, it's not just when they go here and watch us play, it's like us behind a face mask. Like, they know who we are. It's been fun enjoying and watching them throw. I was out there watching them throw the ball as far as they could. It's been a lot of fun. It's just a lot of energy out there with kids.
All kids were able to do their best to imitate their favorite Trojan players in drills like the 40-yard dash, quarterback accuracy, tackling, receiving, and kicking. But the main focus of the day was having fun and showing the kids the proper way to play the game of football.
What we're trying to do here is really just build up enthusiasm and excitement about the game of football, you know, and if this turns out where they come to games, that's great, but really we just want to build some enthusiasm about the game of football, teach them some safe techniques, and get them pumped up for football season.
Today was not only a chance for young kids to come out and enjoy a day of football, but also a chance for fellow Trojans to come out, interact, and get to know all the young fans in the Trojan community. Kurt Kelly, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
The Trojan baseball team's offense exploded in a pair of wins on Saturday to sweep its first Sunbelt Series of the 2018 season. In Game 1, Troy clinched the series with a 13-10 win. A big 5-run fourth inning put Troy up 6-0, but the Trojans saw that lead turn into a 3-run deficit after the Red Wolves scored 9 runs in the bottom of the inning. However, a 6-run fifth would take the lead back for good. In Game 2, the Trojans reached a new season high with 22 hits in the game to win 12-9. Overall, all 9 of Troy's starters hit safely in the game, and 8 of the 9 recorded multiple hits and scored at least 1 run. Head coach Mark Smart says even with difficult conditions, the team pulled through.
Second straight weekend, we've had to play a doubleheader on Saturday, which is a real challenge. And Saturday's day, it was the longest day of the year. Both games took over 3 hours, so it was a real trying day, but our guys played great. and we came back 3-0 and had a great week. We went 5-0 last week.
The Trojans softball team had to play 3 games on Sunday due to the interference of Mother Nature on Saturday. After splitting the first 2 games, the Trojans were able to get the series win against UT Arlington with a win in the 3rd game of the Sunday triple-header. Kaylee Hussey sparked the Trojan offense with a grand slam, the first of her career in her 6th home run of the season in the top of the 3rd inning as Troy escaped with a narrow 8-7 win in Game 3. Erica Davis hit her 4th home run of the season, a 2-run shot in the 5th.
The baseball team had an 8-game midweek win streak snapped Tuesday night in a trip to Tuscaloosa to take on the Crimson Tide. Alabama jumped out with 4 runs in the 1st inning, and that was all it needed to down Troy 4-3 Tuesday night at Sewell Thomas Stadium. The Trojans rallied late but fell short for just the 2nd time in midweek action this season. Troy is 8-2 overall in those games. The 4-run first was sparked by a 3-run homer by Alabama. Drew Frederick knocked in 2 runs in the 8th to draw the deficit to 1, but Troy couldn't play any more runs. Head coach Mark Smart on the loss.
A 4-3 loss is, you go back and say, man, what if we'd have pitched a little better, if we'd have got another hit. But at the end of the day, our guys had a chance to win, and we played a good baseball game. We didn't beat ourselves. So give Alabama credit. They played well and beat us 4-3, and minor setback, and we'll get back to work and get ready for the weekend.
Mississippi State's Holly Ward threw a 1-hitter as the Trojan softball team fell to the Bulldogs 7-0 Wednesday night at the Troy Softball Complex. Madeline Porter picked up Troy's lone hit of the game in the bottom of the 5th, an infield single to the shortstop. Peyton Glover made the start in the circle for the Trojans, but after giving up 6 runs, she was relieved by Claire Graves. Graves threw 3 innings and did not allow a hit. She walked 2 batters and struck out a pair, while only allowing 1 run to cross the plate. And head coach Beth Mullins speaks on the loss.
They have one of the best pitching staffs in the country. I mean, when you do that, you got to come in and try to grind it out. And I don't think we started very fast. I think we, had to sit in there and see what it was for a while. And I thought we had some really good at-bats in the middle to the end of the game. They didn't fall for hits, but I thought we hit the ball a lot harder and had better plans. But, when you only have 4 or 5 quality at-bats, it's hard to put any runs on the board.
The men's tennis team's run in the Sun Belt tournament and season both came to a close on Saturday afternoon as the Trojans fell 4-0 to top-seeded Georgia State in the quarterfinals. The Trojans ended their season with a 13-11 record. The returning Trojans will now wait to hear who will replace Coach Scott Hitt as he decided to leave the team at the conclusion of the season.
The women's tennis team had a similar fate over in the Peach State after earning a #1 seed for the first time in program history. The team ran into normal trouble for the Trojans with those Jaguars. The #4 team, South Alabama, defeated the Trojans in a semifinal matchup 4-1. Efralia Herlina, Nancy Karaki, Sine Ota, and Jiwon Yu all played their last games as Trojans in Saturday's semifinal loss.
For the track and field teams, Daniel Click picked up the only event win of the day for Troy at the War Eagle Invitational, winning the 1,500 meters, while in the women's 1,500 meters, Kristen Gowrie came away with a runner-up finish. Meanwhile, Sarah Zilster crossed the line with a 3rd-place finish in the women's 5,000-meter run. Freshmen Amir Harris and Jared Hayes stayed hot on the track as the 2 finished 3rd and 4th respectively in the 400-meter dash.
The Troy women's golf team finished in 2nd place at the Sun Belt Conference Women's Golf Championship as play concluded Tuesday at the Raven Golf Course. The Trojans' position on the leaderboard marks Troy's 5th straight year, finishing 1st or 2nd in the event. Coastal Carolina led wire to wire to claim the team championship. Troy finished 8 shots ahead of 3rd place Georgia Southern.
The Trojans men's golf team time in the Sun Belt tournament has come to an end. The Trojans did not make the cut for the final round of match play. Troy finished 6th in the tournament. The top 4 teams advanced. Connor Futrell was the top Trojan on the leaderboard, tied for 14th place. Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll have a preview of the Trojan baseball team's matchup against UT Arlington.
But first, Sarah sits down with baseball head coach Mark Smart. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.